What's going on? What's going on? I Hate Average Podcast back with another week, another episode. I'm excited. We got Julz from Federal Records. Fun conversation with Julz, man. Feeling some of her records that she put out. She's been moving all over the summer, doing shows, putting out records and putting out videos. And I just had to have this conversation. It was a lot of fun. She gave a lot of great feedback. She talked about her career, how she got started, how she feels the progress is going, and things to look forward to in the future from her. So actually I recorded this maybe a couple of weeks ago, so some of the dates might be off for the shows that she's referring to. But definitely cool conversation with Julz. As always, you can hit us up, show@averagej.com. Once again, show@averagej.com. Let us know how you feel in the show, what you like, what you don't like, who should be on, who you want to hear again. Alright, show@averagej.com. Also, all small businesses. I like to put this out every couple of months. I want to support small businesses, so all small businesses that want to support the podcast, hit us up, show@averagej.com. Once again, show@averagej.com. Check out this conversation with Julz. How you doing, Julz?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for your time. So I'm feeling the no problem. I'm really feeling the Patiently song. Definitely feeling the video. I'm sure you're getting a lot of rave reviews about the video.
Yeah, everybody. I got great feedback. I'm really grateful and happy with it.
Okay. So tell me the Julz. How did the Julz story start? How did you get started with music?
Well, once upon a time, I was initially a dancer.
Okay.
I grew up in New York, and I started dancing at a very young age. Always drawn to music. My aunt had a band. I would, go to her jam out sessions she had in her basement.
Are you from Staten Island? Cause you have like an accent.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah, it was in the same ballpark, pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was always around music. My grandmother loved the music. My aunt was a singer in a band, so I was always around them. And I started dancing, and I also wrote poetry.
Okay.
And one day I was singing, and somebody heard me, and I was singing a song from A Little Mermaid, and they thought it was actually the movie.
Wow.
And that's really when I realized that I could sing. So I started transitioning my poetry into songs.
Wow.
I performed my first original song when I was 14.
Wow.
And then from there, I went to college. I was a dance major. Still, wrote songs and performed here and there. I wasn't really taking it seriously until someone reached out to me, and we became friends, and we started doing music together. I put my first EP out in 2014.
Okay.
And after that, Federal District Records contacted me and wanted to sign me as the pop and R&B singer for the label. So I've been with that for the past 2 years. I've put out 3 projects. And, it's been a blast. I've grown a lot, over the years, and I give a lot of that credit to Federal District. They helped me blossom and come out of my shell a lot.
Of course. So when you was on this journey, and of course you said you was doing it with a friend, and you was just feeling things out. How did you feel when you had labels like approaching you? How did that feel from just following a passion to actually people saying, you know what, you could do this for real?
I actually was very fearful when I first started with my music. Fearful because it's a lot for a person to come out with original music and hope for the best.
Of course,
hope people are receptive to it. Hope you really are creative and talented enough for people to be drawn to you and for you to create a fan base.
Sure.
And when Federal District Records came to me, I hopped right on board. But it did take me a little bit to transition into, I'm an artist and just putting music out to, hey, I really want to do this as a career.
Yeah.
Take my passion to the next level. So it was not a hard transition, but it was, I I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't hard. It was just
It was different,
something
yeah.
to, it was a different thing to get accustomed to.
Yeah. So, of course, you got the New York background. So, did you feel, because there's so many New York artists, New York hip hop artists, New York singers, did you feel any like too much competition in the market, or you just felt like this is my passion and I'm just follow through with it?
No, actually, I didn't feel like there was too much competition. I feel like everybody creates their own lane. I feel like every artist sounds different in their own way.
That's very true.
Me, I'm pop and R&B. I can go both ways. You know what I mean? So I have some music out there that's like, could be considered pop, and my new song "Patiently" is definitely considered R&B.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important for artists to create their own lane and not to look at it as competition, but just to create tunnel vision for themselves and really just go for it.
Definitely. And I see you really, really you're into marketing yourself. I don't know if that's the label or it's just yourself. You're doing a lot of photo shoots. You're on a lot of flyers for concerts. So, can you talk about the process of marketing yourself?
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Anybody who, thinks, oh, you just, it's easy, you just go buy followers. No, because, to do it organically is a lot,
True.
and shout out to Sean and Natalie. They are my two go-getters.
Okay.
Shout out to the whole federal team, of course, but I work very closely with Sean and Natalie, and I talk to them more than I talk to anybody. Like my own family, we talk literally all day long. We're all reaching out to different venues and tagging each other and stuff to see if we can get, me on the bill. So, it is a lot of legwork because,
Yeah.
we all work our day jobs. It's not like I'm doing this primarily right now. That's my goal.
Yeah.
So to market yourself is a job in itself.
True.
The team definitely, we all try to help each other, promote and market each other. But as an independent artist in general, you have to do a lot of the legwork yourself and be prepared to spend money and to spend hours on it.
Yeah. Definitely. So, let's talk about the process of your first record, your first project. How was that? You're working, you're making music, but when it's time to actually put out a full project with a label, can you talk about that process?
Sure. So my first project was before Federal, and that was a huge learning experience in itself. That's really what got Federal to me. My first EP is really what set the bar for myself, reaching out to people, networking, getting my name out there. But my first EP was a big challenge for me because it was the first project I ever put out in general, and it was all original music. So I spent a lot of time in the studio, and I want
Mm.
to say a lot of unnecessary time in the studio because I was writing and creating while I was in the studio.
Wow.
So I did waste. I wouldn't say it's waste because I learned, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like
It's a lot of money.
a lot of money. So like after that project, I learned, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to write my music, make sure I have everything down packed. So when I go in the studio, I'm ready. I could just lay it down.
Yeah, definitely.
So my first EP, that was the most difficult project for me ever. And it was only 6 songs.
Wow.
But going forward, once I was with Federal and I, got more experience, being in the studio was like being at home for me.
Okay.
Once I got used to it, it was a beautiful thing. And because I started building a fan base, everybody was always looking out for my music. Everybody was always reaching out to me, when is your next song or when is your next project coming out? So having the label behind me with a project was amazing because, like I said, we help promote and market each other.
True.
So whenever we have a project coming out, we push it to the max.
Wow.
So it was really helpful having a team behind me with that situation. With any project, really, it's really
Of
important
course.
to have a support system.
Of course. Of course. So how was you timid after your first project with just getting out to people? Was you a little afraid of the feedback, or was it just this is your passion project, you just want to get it out?
My first project ever.
Yeah.
It was more so this is me. I'm coming out as a new artist, and I want people to know me.
Okay, so it wasn't really no fear.
No, I mean, I was nervous, because I was like, I hope people are going to be receptive to my music. But once I, started promoting my first project and I saw like how excited people were and that new people were reaching out to me, the nervousness and any possible fear that I had actually went away.
Definitely. So can you talk about, because I actually was talking about this the other day, and I'm starting to see it a lot. A lot of people, a lot of artists, a lot of people in general, they don't like working in teams. They like being the boss. They like saying they're the CEO of this, and they just rather just be the man or the woman. They don't like working with teams. Can you just talk about how important it is to have a team, whether who's in leadership or not, just how the importance of working with a team?
From being an independent artist without a team to being an independent artist with a team, there is a huge difference, and it's a good difference. Being with a team, you have people who support you, who help promote you, who help push you. We're all looking for shows. We're all looking for, lanes and direction, possibilities. So you have so many people's hands everywhere, their ears, their eyes everywhere, and you have a support system. So we piggyback off of each other. So if I'm having a project coming out and I have seven, people on my team, those are seven people who are promoting to their fan base or to their followers. So we do that for each other. So it's like a family.
Yeah.
And I find it so, so, so important and crucial in an artist's career that they have that, and that's the problem. A lot of artists don't want to be part of a team because they want to be the spotlight, the center of attention.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, in retrospect, if I win, they all win. And if one of them win, we all win.
True. I definitely agree. And I don't know why that is, that people just, even if they're not winning, they just rather the ship go down with just them holding on to the reins instead of just trying to get everyone on board.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like people don't like rules and protocol and guidelines, and that's part of being a team. It's kind of like having a job. There are rules, regulations, and protocol, and if we don't follow it, it'll, all of us are gonna, go downhill. We're all gonna plummet, fall down like a domino effect. So we all have to have rules in place, a strategy. You know what I mean?
Of course. So can you give as maybe two things positive and two things negative that you noticed from your start in 2014 when you put out your first project? What's from then till now, like what's two of the positive things that you notice about the industry and two negative things that you notice?
We'll start with positive. Two positive things is there are so many different ways to get your music out there and to get exposed, and there are so many ways to make money.
True, right, of course, yeah.
A second positive thing about being in the music industry is, just because one person or a few people, or even if it's 1,000 whatever people don't like your music, there's always going to be someone who's listening. You know what I mean? So
right.
Just because somebody's like, oh, I don't like that song, doesn't mean that your song sucks. It just means that that one person just doesn't like it. Yeah. Negatives, it's cutthroat. Point blank period. It is a cutthroat industry. You have to be marketable. You have to talk to people even when you don't feel like talking. You have to work when you don't want to work. You know what I mean? It's cutthroat. And if you don't push and you don't keep working, you're going to fall behind, and somebody else is just, somebody else is going to get right in front of you. And it's not so much a competition, but it's everybody is trying to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They don't mean no harm. They're just trying to get their spot.
Exactly, and second is being a female artist. It's really hard. Either men are coming at you, the wrong way.
I wanted to ask you about that, but I guess I'll wait till later. I'll let you
Yeah.
finish.
Well, either men are coming at you the wrong way, offering you something for something else, if you know what I'm saying, and or people don't take you seriously because you're a female, and my work ethic is just as good as the guy next to you. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Like,
course, yeah.
so it's really hard as a female artist to be taken seriously.
So I wanted to ask about that because what's what made you join when you went to Federal District Records? What made you trust that team rather than other teams? Because, like you said, you're female, and you're approached with different opportunities and different situations. So, what made you trust them?
Um, Honestly, because I sat back and I watched the way they had each other's back.
Okay.
I sat back and watched the way they promoted each other, piggybacked off each other, and they worked in sync with one another. Also, probably because, this is not like the prime reason, obviously, but it is primarily male based, but because of the way they moved and because they were so respectful to me and didn't come at me the wrong way, the way other, people in the industry have,
Yeah.
it made me draw into them more.
So, without naming names, do you have any like horror stories of people that's approaching you the wrong way because you're a female?
Yeah, actually, I had, I'm not going to say no names, but, I had this guy, he's, a manager of a very, well, very big artist, very
Okay.
well known.
Okay.
And he continued to contact me stating he could get me this show and do all these things for me. And, he made sure that he added that he was this person's manager and that he knew this one and this one and this one. And the only way that I can get shows with him is if I went out with him.
Wow. And he
So
was that clear, like.
oh yeah,
Wow.
oh no, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a cutthroat industry, but they don't beat around the bush. They're like, if you want this, I need this. Like,
Wow.
okay. So, I respectfully declined. I said, well, I'm not that type of artist. I'm not that type of female. So, it was a pleasure talking to you, but no, thank you.
And I'm assuming you didn't get the show.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't.
um, so let's talk about your new project. Can you let us know you got the new song? What else can we expect on the project?
Well, I have a mixtape coming out August 10th. It's called Summer Vibes.
Okay.
I'm actually giving that out to the public for free.
Nice.
It's 2 original songs and it's 1 cover. And I wanted to put it out for free so somebody, so my fan base has content to listen to while they're waiting for my single to drop, my single Beautiful Liar.
Great. Okay. I'm excited about that. Of course, I gotta remind you again. I'm really, really feeling the Patiently record. I'm really feeling that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got like an old school R&B feel, because you don't hear too much of that. A lot of R&B sounds kind of like rap, but to hear like real singing, so I was feeling that.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
So is the rest of the mixtape gonna have the same feel, or you have some different approaches to it?
My mixtape is more pop.
Okay.
And that's why I chose to do the mixtape because the 2 original songs I have are very more in the pop genre, and my song Beautiful Liar that's coming out, that'll be out for sale. It's also a pop vibe. So
Okay.
I wanted to keep people in that mode.
Nice.
And get ready for that song. I have my song Keep Watching and my song Summer Nights on my mixtape, and they're both dope. Like I put snippets of it on my Instagram.
Okay.
And you can find me at Julz_Federal, and you'll see them. And I've been getting great feedback just from the snippets, so I'm really excited to share it with everyone.
Okay, nice. So, like you just did, can you just let people know how they can reach out to you, and definitely how they can reach out to Federal District and hear your music?
Sure. You can find me again at Julz, Julz_Federal. And you can find me everywhere with that. I'm as my CEO says, I'm Googleable. If you type in Julz_federal, I'll pop up. And all my music, except for Patient Leaks, that's available on iTunes, Google Play, all music platforms. Okay. But on SoundCloud, you can find all the music that I've put out to my fans for free. And Federal District, you can find them on Instagram at Federal District Records. And you can also find all of my music videos, including my team's music videos, on YouTube at Federal District Records.
Okay, nice. Julz, I really, 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 really appreciate you coming on. Thank you for letting us know about your process, your journey. And I'm excited to see what's happening in the future with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Man, there you have it. That's the conversation with Julz. Fun conversation, talking music, talking career, talking about the future, what to look forward to, and of course her journey, how she got started. Fun conversation with Julz. Continue to support her music, support her career, support her modeling, support everything that Julz is doing. She's a cool person, and of course you can hit her up. She's very, very personable, so hit up Julz, support her, continue to support. As always, you can hit us up, show@averagej.com. Once again, show@averagej.com. Follow us on Instagram at I Hate Average Podcast on Instagram. And thank you guys for your continued support. Talk to you guys next week.